So, welcome to the next session. Good morning, all of you, my dear students. So, today we are going to discuss about Art of Darkness, a brief summary. Art of Darkness, a novella by Joseph Conrad that was first published in 1899 in Blackwood's Edinburgh magazine. Art of Darkness examines the horrors of Western colonialism, depicting it as a phenomenon that tarnishes not only the lands and peoples it exploits but also those in the West who advanced it. Conrad's semi-autobiographical tale has gone on to become one of the most widely analyzed works of English literature. Critics have not always treated Art of Darkness favorably, rebuking its dehumanizing representation of colonized peoples. Its dismissive treatment of women. Nonetheless, Art of Darkness has endured, and today it stands as a modernist masterpiece directly engaged with post-colonial realities. So let us see the summary. Art of Darkness tells a story within a story. As we know that it consists of story within a stories. ಕಥೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತು ಉಪಕಥೆಗಳು ಆ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ತನ್ನ ಕಥೆಯನ್ನು ನರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. The novella begins with a group of passengers aboard a boat floating on the river Thames. ಸೊ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಶುರು ಆಗೋದು ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ಯಾಸೆಂಜರ್ಸು ದೋಣಿನಲ್ಲಿ river Thamesನಲ್ಲಿ, as we know that the novella begins and starts at the river Thames. So there the novella begins. One of them, Charlie Marlowe, relates to his fellow seafarers an experience of his that took place on another river altogether, the Congo River in Africa. So Marlowe's story begins in what he calls the sepulchral city, somewhere in Europe. The company, an unnamed organization running a colonial enterprise in the Belgian Congo, appoints him captain of a Thames River steamer. He sets out for Africa optimistic of what will find. His expectations are quickly soared. From the moment he arrives, he is exposed to the evil of imperialism, witnessing the violence it inflicts upon the African people it exploits. As he proceeds, he begins to hear tell of a man named Kurtz, a colonial agent who is supposedly unmatched in his ability to procure ivory from the continent's interior. As the story moves, Marlowe has been appointed to the company. ಕಂಪನಿಗೆ ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅನ್ನೇಮ್ಡ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಇನ್ ಎ ಬೆಲ್ಜಿಯನ್ ಕಾಂಗೋ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಎ ರಿವರ್ ಸ್ಟೀಮರ್, ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಟನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ರಿವರ್ಸ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಥೇಮ್ಸ್ ರಿವರ್ ಸ್ಟೀಮರ್ ವಿಚ್ ವಾಸ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಇನ್ ಆಫ್ರಿಕಾ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೇರ್ ಹಿ ವಾಸ್ ಎನ್ಕೌಂಟರ್ಡ್ ವಿತ್ ಕೌಂಟರಿಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಇಂಪೀರಿಯಲಿಸಮ್, ವಿಟ್ನೆಸ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ದ ವೈಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ವೈಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ಆಫ್ರಿಕನ್ ಪೀಪಲ್, ಅಲ್ಲಾಗುವಂಥ ವೈಲೆನ್ಸ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಅವನು ಸಾಕ್ಷಿಭೂತನಾಗ್ತಾನೆ. ಸೊ ಅದಾದ ನಂತರದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ವಾಸ್ ಬಿಗಿನ್ಸ್ ಟು ಇಯರ್ ದ ನೇಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಕರ್ಟ್ಸ್. ದರ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಅನದರ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್, ದಟ್ಸ್ ಎ ಕರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಹೂ ಇಸ್ ಎ colonial agent. Marlowe is given command of his steamer and a crew of Europeans and Africans to man it, the latter of whom Conrad shamelessly stereotypes as cannibals. As he penetrates deeper into the jungle, it becomes clear that his surroundings are impacting him psychologically. His journey is not only into a geographical heart of darkness, but into his own psychic interior, and perhaps into the darkened psychic interior of Western civilization as well. So, ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ತನ್ನ ಕಥೆಯನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಮಾರ್ನೋನಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗುವಂಥ ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ಬದಲಾವಣೆಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾನ್ರಾಡ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ, ಈ ವಾಸ್ ಟಾಕಿಂಗ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಕ್ಯಾನಿಬಲ್ಸ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವನು ಆ ಜಂಗಲಿಗೆ ಹೋದಾದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗುವಂಥ ಜನರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಸಿಮ್ಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಕ್ಯಾನಿಬಲ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಬರೀ ಇಂಪ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ ಮಾರ್ಲೋಗೆ, ಸೊ ನಾಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಆನ್ ಜಿಯಾಗ್ರಫಿಕಲ್ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಆರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಡಾರ್ಕ್ನೆಸ್ ಬಟ್ ಸೈಕಾಲಜಿಕಲಿ ಅಫೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ಹಿಮ್. ಸೊ ಸೈಕಿಕ್ ಇಂಟೀರಿಯರ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ವೆಸ್ಟರ್ನ್ civilization as well. After encountering many obstacles along the way, Marlowe's steamer finally makes it to Kurtz. Kurtz has taken command over a tribe of natives who he now employs to conduct raids on the surrounding regions. The man is clearly ill physically and psychologically. So he was Marlowe is witnessing the Kurtz's inhumanity and how he was acquiring the regions, he was raiding the regions. That affects the man is clearly ill physically and psychologically. Marlowe has to threaten him to go along with them, so intent is Kurtz on executing his immense plans. As the steamer turns back the way it came, Marlowe's crew fires upon the group of indigenous people previously under Kurtz's sway, which includes a queen figure described by Conrad with much eroticism and as exoticism. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು eroticism ಮತ್ತು exoticismನ ನೋಡಬಹುದು. So journey back up the river, but not before revealing to Marlowe the terrifying glimpse of human evil he had been exposed to. So the horror, he tells Marlowe before dying. Marlowe almost dies as well, but he makes it back to the sepulchral city to recuperate. Everyone around him, as he heals, he is visited by various characters from Kurtz's former life. The life he lies disdainful of a petty tribulations of Western civilization that seemed to occupy before finding the dark interior of himself in Africa. At conclusion, a year after his return to Europe, Marlowe pays Kurtz's partner a visit. She is represented as several of Heart of Darkness's female characters are as naively sheltered from the awfulness of the world, a state that Marlowe hopes to preserve. When she asks about Kurt's final words, Marlowe lies. Your name, he tells her. Marlowe's story ends there. Heart of Darkness itself ends as the narrator. One of Marlowe's audience sees a mass of brooding clouds gathering on the horizon, what seems to him to be heart of an immense darkness.